I call the Committee on Facilities Planning and Management to order. We will take up the following items for approval. Action item 1A is approval of the minutes of the April 27th, 2026 meeting. I move the approval of action item 1A. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? I'm going to ask for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. I would now like to address action item 1B, the policy counter. Policy item B1 is a resolution to authorize campus-wide restroom facilities upgrades for the College of Staten Island. I now call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Atali to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The campus restroom facilities located in the administration building, the student center, the performing arts center, and the library are heavily utilized by students, faculty, and staff, and visitors. Over time, these facilities have undergone substantial wear, leading to obsolete finishes, aging fixtures, and diminished functionality. The current condition impacts user experience, accessibility, and overall building aesthetics. To address these issues, we are initiating a phased renovation program, with phase 1 focusing on the comprehensive upgrade of restroom facilities and associated interior finishes in the identified buildings. The necessary upgrades would bring the system and approximately 6,600 square feet into a state of good repair and will significantly improve all the restroom facilities for all users. Completion of the project is expected to reduce overall deferred maintenance and ADA-related requirements by approximately $8 million, while increasing each affected building's vital systems state of good repair by an estimated 2%, improving the long-term reliability and functionality of these heavily utilized campus facilities. Construction is anticipated to commence in August 2026 and be substantially completed by May 2028. The program management agreement requires DASNY to comply with and report on CUNY, MWBE, and SDVUB goals. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item B1. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Just one comment, but just the note that we checked with the faculty governance leaders at CSI, and probably not surprisingly, they strongly support this. They're grateful for this work, so just want to express on the behalf of the faculty our strong support.
Mr.
Thank
Chair,
you.
a lot
Yes.
of what we do is not, necessarily sexy, but this is necessary work, and we appreciate it as someone who's at the campus quite often. I personally approve of this.
Thank you very much and noted. Okay, I'm going to ask for a vote on this. Was somebody else? I'm sorry. No?
You just clarified something.
Okay. I'm going to move for a vote on this. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Policy item B2 is a resolution to authorize construction for the Black Box Theater renovation at Hunter College, North Building. I now call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Atalia to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Hunter College Black Box Theater upgrade project, located on the 5th floor of the North Building, will be renovated for use by the dance, theater, and film and media departments, inclusive of the suites. The project includes upgrade to the multi-purpose room, interactive media lab, lecture hall, corridors, and vestibules. The scope also encompasses new mechanical and sprinkler systems, electrical panels, lighting, fire alarm systems, telecommunications, and structural support for audiovisual and stage lighting. As part of the project, the lecture hall adjacent to the Black Box Theater will be renovated, benefiting the entire campus. The proposed upgrades will bring a significant portion of the 5th floor space into a state of good repair through coordinated upgrades to both vital and non-vital building systems. The project is expected to improve the asset's vital system state of good repair by approximately 6% by extending the useful life and reliability of multiple building system components and reducing associated deferred maintenance requirements at project completion. Construction is anticipated to commence in August 2026 and be substantially completed by February 2027. The program management agreement requires DASNY to comply with and report on CUNY, MWBE, and SDVOB goals. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item B2. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
One
Please.
question. I'm just looking at the resolution itself notes that the construction, that the project will be completed February 2028. Is that, you said, I believe you said 27?
The resolution would be the correct one.
So it's 2028?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Just note that, please. Thank you. Any further comments? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to ask for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Policy item B3 is a resolution to authorize the fire alarm upgrade at NAM Complex at New York City College of Technology. I now call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Atali to provide further background.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The upgrade of the NAM complex fire alarm system is one of the most urgent improvement required at the facility. The existing system has reached the end of its useful life and will soon no longer meet current code or operational standards. As a result, it is necessary to replace the entire fire alarm backbone infrastructure and upgrade the system to support full voice evacuation capabilities. The scope includes, but is not limited to, a complete replacement of the existing fire alarm system throughout the NAM complex to achieve full compliance with the New York City Building Code. The new fire alarm system will integrate critical life safety features, including the atrium smoke exhaust system, carbon monoxide detection, smoke control doors between the library and the NAM complex, and a voice communication system. The necessary upgrades would bring the fire alarm system into a state of good repair and will significantly improve evacuation and safety coordination for both students and faculty, eliminating approximately $2 million in deferred maintenance. Construction is anticipated to commence in October 2026 and be substantially completed by October 2028. The program management agreement requires DASNY to comply with and report on CUNY, MWBE, and SDVUB goals. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item B3. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion?
Yeah, I'm sorry, just once again, though, I'm just looking at the resolution says completed by December 2027.
And started, you know,
Started in July
is it
2026.
October? I mean, it could be that, I just wonder.
Yeah, we just want to,
Yeah, the dates in the resolutions are the correct ones.
so it starts July 2026, completed 2027. December, sorry.
Yes.
Sooner the better.
Please note that. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to ask for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion carries unanimously. Policy item B4 is a resolution to authorize construction for the Pearl Building 6th floor space renovations at the New York City College of Technology. I now call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Atali to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. These renovations will involve the entire 6th floor, inclusive of all systems, their control, auxiliary infrastructure, and devices, to make an underutilized space fully operational. This project will consist of a floor-wide abatement, selective demolition of walls, and refresh of all finishes. The renovation will provide the college with 2 new computer labs, 6 new classrooms, 1 chemistry laboratory classroom, 1 office common study areas, new enlarged bathrooms, as well as a new electrical and service closets. Abatement will take place at the start of construction. The primary goal of the project is to bring the 6th floor of the Pearl building into conformance with current design standards and to provide building users with updated and functional classroom, office, and laboratory spaces. The necessary upgrades would bring approximately 16,880 square feet of the Pearl Building 6th-floor space into a state of good repair and will significantly improve the instructional and administrative facilities for both students and faculty. The project is expected to eliminate approximately $12 million in backlog and improve the building's overall state of good repair by approximately 8%. Construction of the project is anticipated to commence in July 2026 and be substantially completed by September 2027. The program management agreement requires DASNY to comply with and report on the applicable MWBE and SDVEB goals. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item B4. Do I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments? Please.
I do. And this one, full disclosure, this is my campus, so I have a personal interest. But I will say this is something, I actually took a walk through there today, and I mean, this is very badly needed, and this will be wonderful, but I have a couple of substantive questions. First of all, what type of abatement is required? Is it asbestos, lead, what are we,
Asbestos primarily.
Asbestos primarily.
primarily asbestos, okay. And now, I know the space is mostly currently being, it's mostly being unused, but there is some office space there that's being used. So is there a phasing plan or other accommodation for people who are still working there?
Yeah, for sure. We'll work like when the schedule. We will look at the phases and we'll work with the campus to look at swing spaces for colleagues who are working there.
Okay, so it's not in place, but you are planning to do that?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, okay. My next question, now I recognize that it's extensive work, including external work on the building, but it's close to $13 million for one floor. I'm just wondering if there are extraordinary circumstances. That sounds like a lot.
We are upgrading the infrastructure for the floor, and as you know, the floor hasn't been utilized or used for quite extensive time. So, you know, everything there is outdated and below standards, so it's a full upgrade of the space.
Okay. And then my last question is just, is there any intersection here with I believe that building is also occupied by the Cold Spring Harbor DNA Learning Center, the outside entity? Do you know what I'm talking about? I see Demetrios is nodding. So is there any kind of intersection here or there? Is their space going to be affected at all? Or are they going to be benefiting from this? Just wondering what's
the construction and the scope, as I explained, it's all for the benefit of City Tech through their labs and administrative space. So that's primarily the objective of the work.
Okay, and I'll just note that that question relates to a broader concern among faculty, where at a campus where I think we're probably like all CUNY campuses, where we're constantly facing space shortages for our own classes and our own events, and the fact that a significant amount of this building that has been is in the process of being renovated, and it's beautiful, but is being used for this outside organization, when we kind of wonder whether it might be better to be used for us when our community is in need of space. But all that said, I support the project.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to ask for a vote on this. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Policy item B5 is a resolution to authorize escalator upgrades North Bank at the North Academic Center building at the City College of New York. I now call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Atalia to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The escalator upgrade looks to address the north bank of escalators, inclusive of their controls and auxiliary infrastructure. The existing escalators have exceeded their useful life and currently in marginal condition with multiple deficiencies affecting performance and reliability. This modernization project will bring all escalator components into compliance with current national and local codes, significantly improving system reliability, safety, and accessibility. The investment is expected to improve the building's state of good repair by approximately 1.5% and will significantly improve safety and accessibility for student, faculty, staff, and the visitors. The renewal of this system will also reduce ongoing maintenance requirements and improve the long-term reliability of vertical transportation infrastructure within the facility. Construction is anticipated to commence in July 2026, with substantial completion expected by December 2027. This program management agreement requires DASNY to comply with and report on the applicable MWBE and SDVOP goals. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item B5. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion, questions, comments? Okay. Hearing none, I'm going to ask for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. With no more items, with no more...
Just one more point of order,
I'm sorry.
Mr. Chair. Faith and Akeem, they have a pretty good excuse, and I'd ask them to be excused from today's hearing. They're graduating, so
Okay,
please note that on the,
okay. They get it this
my
way.
apologies, Mr. Chair.
No worry. Okay, with no more policy items on this agenda, I will now address the information items. Information items. Information item 2A is an update on the FPCM project productivity. I now call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Atalia to present this item, please.
Before Mohammed starts, I asked Mohammed to really come in front of this committee to really bring you up to date on all the incredible work that his unit has been doing, right? I mean, I think this year, when we got to CUNY, we were probably completing about 170 million or so a year in terms of project.
Okay.
This year, we kind of broke the record, 584 million in
Wow.
completed projects. I mean, part of it is attributed to we've gotten a lot more money from the governor, right? And I think that is obviously great. We're now, at least in this administration, starting to see some traction on the city side by getting the $50 million with the match will be $100 million, even though we asked for $100 million. But it's a step in the right direction. But I just wanted the committee to get a sense of the amount of work that has been done. A couple other data points. We started out the strategic plan with about 22% of our facilities being in the state of good repair. Due to Mohammed and his team's incredible work, we're now at 35%? 35%. That's in a couple of years. That's an incredible amount of work getting us to 55%. Today, I was testifying at the city council with the chancellor, and a council member asked about what it takes us to get to 100%. Well, it takes us getting money, right? Our need is about almost 10 billion, and we get about 1-point-something billion in a 5-year capital plan. So the reality is we need a lot more money to get us there, but what Mohammed is doing, he's being very strategic. He's being very strategic in terms of the way he's going about targeting certain systems along those lines. But with that, I'll turn it over to Mohammed.
Thank you, Hector, for the introduction and the great work. With Hector's introduction, I will jump into the presentation. We will be happy to share with you 3 aspects: the CUNY Capital Program investments in terms of the dollar value over a few years, and then the categorized investment, which parts of the building components and what type of project that the fund is spent on, and then we'll conclude with an update in our MWBE performance, which is part of our strategy and our work that we do. With that, you see here, as Hector alluded to, the amount of historical investments and how the team is working really hard to increase the amount and the volume of projects and expenditures on the CUNY campuses. If we go back to 22-23, when we've seen like 284, we can go earlier than that, but we didn't really want to clutter the presentation. Moved up to 321 million, then up to 346 million last year, and this year, it's this fiscal year that concluded by the end of March. The total expenditure, it's a city fiscal year, total expenditure is 555 million. And that's really a historic high for CUNY that never happened in the past. And that was a clear result. I think we started earlier, as I did a couple of presentations on some changes that took place in our team, in the job descriptions of the team, and the level of accountability, and also for CUNY to assume a higher and a larger portion of the construction program and the capital program to be delivered in-house. We used to be about 20% by CUNY team, 80% by DASNY. Now we are 40%. We doubled the amount of projects that are being managed by CUNY to 40% and DASNY 60%. And worked very hard on the design aspects, worked with our colleagues on the campuses particular to push the design, push the scope of work. That used to take much longer than it needs to be. So that took quite some time to get the ball rolling and to really move the scoping of a project piece ahead and at reasonable time. So that now is paying us now in terms of all of these designs that pushed out. Now it's in construction, and this is why we're seeing those significant value of increase. I think the challenge here is when we reach that volume, then is to maintain that level or to look at higher projection. We are projecting a higher expenditure this year, $600 million or higher, and we're starting to monitor that as of the last couple of months to do this. So hopefully next year sometime we can provide a report and update. If we look at the expenditures or the investments, you see that about 245 million in facilities renovation, and the term of facility renovation is encompassing many of the aspects you see in our upgrade here, which is space utilization, effective utilization of space, upgrading to library, to labs, restrooms, and all of these aspects. Followed by lab renovation. Science labs is a very important part of our work. Technology upgrades as well. We invest good money in the technology upgrades and technology in the classrooms, and upgrading all the kind of technology aspects in the buildings. Then in terms of the aspect, electrical and HVAC is at the top of our investment in terms of building, which is the mechanical, electrical, and the plumbing work. Accessibility is one of our pieces as well, and there was a question today at City Council in terms of our accessibility investments, and so on. You see, the full list of our investments in the different categories of projects, and also always a question about campuses and how we invest at every campus. So we did provide this breakdown here. It's the investment in every campus. It has different categories, different factors: the size of the campus, how big, how many square feet, the condition of the different systems in every campus is also a criterion in this work. So you see at the top is the Spark, obviously, as a new project, followed by Lehman, and then City College. Some work in the central offices, Queens and Hunter. So the largest campuses basically taking a larger number of our expenditures so far. And moving to the MWBE, we just had a presentation at the MWBE subcommittee where we shared this, and we thought it would be a good idea to share it with this table as well. The CUNY target is 30% MWBE utilization in our investments, and as you see on the screen here, the team has really done well, and the utilization is much higher than 30%. So if we go back again 3 years, we will see that 22-23 it was about 38%, 23-24 about 44%, and then 24-25 around 44.73. 25-26, we have the numbers, but we can't really share it publicly. It has to be vetted and verified by the Empire State Development in the state, and to be published there first before we share it. But we do have the numbers, and we will be doing still on the same trajectory, doing better. My last slide here around MWB as well, providing a breakdown of the by ethnicity and by industry. And you see the utilization 12.35% Hispanic American, 53% Asian American, and 10% African American. In terms of industry, since we are in the construction business, you will see about 96% on either construction or construction consultants. This is where our investment is. And with that, I will conclude my presentation, and thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mohammed, for all your hard work. Okay, does anybody have any questions or comments? Okay, no more items on the agenda. I move to adjourn this meeting. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.